Welcome back, everybody. Another epic edition of the Beaten Band playoffs. We have the best of the best players going head to head on some of the toughest layouts in Disc Golf Valley, competing for over $200 in cash and prizes. This first layout you're seeing come up on the screen here behind me. This is intentionally put together with the tool by Rodney that makes a very, very difficult layout. Tons of separation available. Let's see how this all plays out and see who is going to be crowned the true champion of Vegan Bam Season 2. Let's meet our competitors. First up on the feature card today, we have Stever out of the USA and 39 years old. Stever is a 4 times multiplayer season winner. Takes a lot of grinding to do that. And something I'll bet you didn't know about Stever, prior to his Disc Golf Valley prowess, he was a golf pro at his local golf course for 9 years. Next on the box is going to be Judah. Judah, also out of the USA at just 22 years old. His biggest accolade in Disc Golf Valley is winning the Valley in this most recent season. Something you might not have known about Judah. Prior to Disc Golf Valley, he was a professional Fortnite player, earning over $3,000 playing Fortnite. Next on the box is Poika, representing Finland at just 21 years old. Poika's biggest accomplishment in Disc Golf Valley, among other things, of course, is winning second place for a physical mystery box from the Discmania Disc Golf Valley Players Tour. His perfect pizza does include pineapple. Feel free to judge him for that. Finally, on the box, we have Andzee out of Norway at 28 years old. Andzee won the Global Disc Golf Season 3 Tournaments playoffs. And what you might not know about Andzee, he is the Norwegian giant at 6 foot 8 inches. That's 203 centimeters for you European folks. The first hole we are taking on in this gnarly layout is Foxtail Meadows Hole 9, a long downhill par 5 at 1,264 feet. The average for the field of 98 players that competed in these playoffs was 4.08. You can see the wind streaking a bit there. There's a strong headwind that these players are going to be facing and taking the typical eagle that they're going to be getting in multiplayer and making it a very tough eagle to get. There are actually quite a few players taking par or worse on this hole as I'm going through the UDIS scores at the end of the round. First on our box here is Stever. Stever is going to pull out his, what's he looking at here? Getting down low, glide, skip, arrive. Oh, nope. We got to fight that wind more. So we're a light glide defender, has a good bit more stability. See if it can fight through that wind a bit more and find its way into some sort of safe zone. It's a really tough win. These players didn't know it was coming. They didn't have the wind reads like we do in many of the beat and bam events. And they didn't even know what the layouts were. So for a headwind, it causes some extra thought that has to go into it. And of course, right into the wheat, I think that is, and slows that disc down significantly. Next on the box is Judah. Judah's taking the glide skip paradigm. I feel like he's probably going to hit the wheat as well, but we'll see if the skip on the paradigm can get him through it a little bit further down. Looks like it's turned over quite a bit, and no, still completely swallowed up by that wheat. Next, we have Poika coming up. Poika is going with his glide skip arrive. So we had defender, paradigm, rive. Let's see if the rive gets any play through here. It's tough because that wheat has so much collision, it swallows anything up. If you're not able to clear that wheat, you're gonna end up with a really long second shot. Finally, our Norwegian giant Andzee is up with the glide skip Prince. Very, very similar to the ride, but I do love that we're able to see 4 different discs for this tee shot. The diversity that's come to this game in disc selection that's available has been so fun and made for tremendously more exciting rounds. Seaver's taken his accurate water skip Sampo. I think laying up here is a smart play. Those of you guys who watch my play often are not surprised that I think laying up's a smart play there. Andzee with the water skip windbreak world, you notice it takes a little bit of power off that to have the control. This windbreak water skip world fits into a newer category of disc that we're seeing players use. It's the tweener disc. Something a little bit shorter than the longest distance driver you have, your glide distance drivers, but a little bit longer than like a glide sapphire, glide fortress, or glide PD, like we see Judah taking here, just over the rock. And these guys are all setting themselves up to see if they can make the long throw in. And a sticky sapphire for Poika is going to end up at a similar spot to everyone else. So he's a little bit closer. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to capitalize on this. Judah's out at 95 meters with their roll musket. Has a lot of musket prowess, but throwing into a four headwind is no joke. I mean, that 200 foot or 95 meters, I got to learn meters a bit better, is a very tough throw in. Heck, without a wind or with a two wind, let alone that four head left to right wind. Very tough one. 306 for Stever, pulling out his trusty stag. And I think he's probably going to go full power on this, let the wind turn it. But that wind turns it so much. It's safe on the green though, and he's going to be getting his birdie. But in here, he got his chally straight into the chains. It'll be interesting to see. Stever and Poika are playing on PC. Judah's playing on his phone, and Andzee is playing on a tablet of some sorts. You actually see Poika's mouse pointer here as he's lining up his sticky sapphire to go for the throw in. Stever's record didn't capture the mouse pointer, but he's still, using that as well. One of the harder things on a PC, I tried playing on Steam as well, is that putting motion. It's a terrifying thing to do and very hard to move the mouse straight. Angie got the accurate sticky Vanguard out. I love seeing this disc fly and putting together this footage. It was so fun to watch that thing fly through the air. It's a straighter musket is really what it works out to be. And Andzee is fantastic with it. Our next hole, Ikigai Endso hole 2, average for our players in this field was 2.92. So definitely a way higher average than the closer to 2 that most of these top players are going to be typically getting when this hole comes up in other events. But again, we see those wind streaks, and here it is, a 3 left to right headwind. There's not much you can do with this to get in range for your eagle. That said, though, we were able to have quite a few players able to get the eagle. 22 out of our 93 were able to find their way here. Let's see if anybody on our feature card can make it. Stever is flexing the Clyde skip drive out there. This is looking a little bit to the left. Oh, that's a terrible kick. And then it's going to roll down all the way into the water. So, is safe? What happened there? In the water, and there. You see the buttons start to pop up. The game decided he was inbounds before he got all the way underwater. What a fantastically lucky break for Stever there. Judah going with his glide skip drive, aiming a bit lower than Stever did. Let's see if this can work out better for him. He's trying to find that aim point, trying to remember if he was supposed to slide or not. Low enough, this has to hit the gap in the fence. He's got the gap. Honestly, the perfect shot. It doesn't get much better than that. It's still a tough throw in, 33 meters into the 3 headwind, but it's not going to get much closer. Any better shot in this 3 headwind. Poika is going with the glide skip paradigm, and with plenty of height so the wind can turn it, and hopefully this keeps going straight to get up the hill. Don't get Stever's kick. Much better ground play there than Stever ended up getting. And finally, Andzee going with the glide skip prints. And again, we have 4 different diffs. Oh, not 4 different diffs on the tee shot. We had 2 glide skip drives. Well, 3 different diffs at least. And the glide skip prints gets up there. And again, not much better you can do into the 3 wind. Stever from his 241 way down low, he's going to take the accurate sticky PD. line it up, and I think it's gotta be a layup. The PD can make it there anywhere, I think. Yep. Okay. He's laid up to the base. He will get his putt in. Here we go, and taking his birdie. What a unlucky kick, but a very lucky break for Seaver down there in the water. Poika is lining up his accurate sticky hope. 41 meters though, still a tough, long shot and the three headwind. Also, this is just a really tough one. See if he can get it to drop. It's online. Oh, there's the putter drop. That's something putters do way more than mid ranges. When they get out to that distance, they start to slow down and they just drop hard once they get out about 200 feet on flat ground and one wind. The uphill, obviously, it dropped a little bit sooner there. Judah is lining up with his accurate sticky pure, a little bit more stability on the hope, and he's lobbing this a bit more than Pork is more direct line at it with his higher aim, lower power, and still not enough power. It is down right under the basket. He will throw in to get his birdie as well. Of course, the throw in makes a ton of sense here because in putting, we know it's hard on a PC, but even on a phone, being able to make a putt. Oh, nope, off the band there. Forehead would suck. That being able to make a putt is very easy to let your fingers accidentally slip a little bit. Maple Hill Gold 17. I love this hole. Our field averaged at 2.47. This one I highlighted in my 22 shortcuts and moke video. So you haven't seen that, go check that out to see the easiest way to get the eagle on this par four, taking a shortcut to the right. Let's see if any of these players go for it. Stever has taken out his glide skip paradigm. Okay. He's going shortcut line with a skip paradigm. I'm typically taking a diamond in here. Wow. That feels really risky to me, but I mean, he's able to make it work out. I wonder how often that misses collision. Judah taking the more, I guess, obvious route with the glide skip arrive around the corner, skip it down, and still a very easy, doable eagle, even without taking the shortcut to the right. Poika also going glide skip paradigm. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I mean, it's like when I like glide, but the diamond for me, which is essentially like glide on that same line. And I'll try out paradigm after watching that. That's a very interesting one to me. And Andzee's going to be going at it with his mythical glide skip prince. See if he can turn this corner just right. A little bit of Anheuser on that. And it looked like he even took some power off. And good little kick off that bush. Looks like everybody will probably be able to get this. Judah's going to throw in his 24 meter. Fantastic. Next is going to be Andzee throwing his 24 meter. There we go. Poika will clean up and Stever will clean up. And everybody is going to be sitting at -4 through the first three holes. A fantastic start. There really wasn't much more that could have gotten there. Some players, like I said, 22, were able to get Ihiga Endso too, but it's still a very, very tough one. Next, we're going to Lakeside 8. So we tossed in a little bit of an easier one here, but it's a really risky ace run. You can throw straight at this basket, but if you hit the cage or get a little high to the top of the basket, there's a very real risk of skipping in the water. And 138 feet to that drop zone on that square highland is no joke. It's not something you want to be doing. Stever's going to show us a line with his accurate roll stag. Looks like right above the basket and a straight full power pullback. This looks fantastic. The forehand takes that power off, and it is. Oh, he got really lucky there. I think that roll on that disc slowed that down just enough. When a roll loses its stickiness, that disc would have skipped straight into the water. Porca with his accurate roll river A little bit of power off, and safely to the island. I'm gonna be watching that one, because if I ever do have to drop my accurate glide warship or choose to drop it, the river is probably the next best disc in my bag to figure out, or the explorer. I'm thinking about playing around with the explorer sometime this next season. So watch this, Jude. Is it full power? No, we have a little bit of power off that. I want to be able to go full power. And that, wow, I forgot how stable the explorer is. As that heavy turn and the high stability at the end brings it right back onto the island. All right, Andzee's ace run, I'm assuming everybody's ace run in this, is the accurate sticky FD1. Oh, oh, just to the left. Actually, I liked how that had the height because it went right over the basket and it missed, but it wasn't low enough to actually hit the cage and bounce out. And here we go, the easiest ace in the game. Smoothie Land 8. Giant basket, only 370 feet away, an average of 1.69. We had some bogeys and some pars and some other mishaps on this hole, but a lot of players able to get the ace here. In fact, over half of the field, 55 of the 98 players who played, were able to ace this basket. Certainly a must ace. Stever goes at it with his accurate glide PD, and oh, that's really lucky to not end up in the drink. Literally, the smoothie drink. And the glide sapphire is Poika's choice. I'm usually aiming a little further to the right and not adding an Anheuser. Poika is. Oh no, he's off to the left as well. That's a far one. This throwing can be tricky to figure out which height you even need to give the disc. Alright, Judah's gonna go at it with his accurate glide PD. Aim out to the right and just let the natural fade. I'm assuming a straight pullback here is what he's gonna be going on. Yes. Straight pullback, natural faded PD, right into the center pole. Easy ace. Nice shot. Next up is Andzee. Andzee's going with his blind sapphire. This is close to the aim that I usually take. And a one wind I missed to the right. And so two wind. Oh no. Okay, the chain slowed that down enough. And Andzee able to get his ace. Now this throwing can be tricky for Poika. He's 49 meters away. But it's hard to judge that basket. He gets it perfectly. Center basket, center post, no chance of going through the chains. Like I know some players were able to do. I'm disappointed that became such a prevalent issue. See if he's gonna smash this with his challenger. Right into the center post too. At this point, how much I heard it was an issue players going right through those chains and taking high scores. I would not have included the hole in this layout if I knew that was a big issue. All right, here we go. Kvala Legends, hole 8. A really, really tough eagle, averaging 2.78. But I think part of what makes this such a tough eagle or a tough hole is that we feel like we need to go for eagle. Dude is going to take his glide musket with this pushing wind. It's going to be extra tough too. Is that 164 meters? This is one where most top players feel like, okay, I should definitely be able to get there for the eagle. But it's such a treacherous green on this approach and so slippery when you land. Yeah, just like that. Judah hits the ground early, but goes sliding so far along, and he's stuck behind that axe. Is going to have a tricky view at it. Sticky Vanguard is Andzee's line, and this is looking pretty good. If it can slow down, maybe the sticky can do a good job. Holy cow. Absolutely parked it. And is going to tap in his eagle. And I think he's potentially taking the lead there. After Stever goes, we'll see how close Judah can get on his shot. See if he can keep up with Andzee's pace there of getting that eagle. That was an incredible shot, Andzee. Like my play recently has been to just kind of run this and then hopefully make the comebacker. That was awesome. Right up under the basket. Stever is going to take the Sampo. Looks like going for a very similar line. Miss the tree, miss that tree. Okay, it's doable though. Only 90 feet away, but it's heavy elevation and heavy wind. There's nothing easy about it. Poika takes his Glide Sapphire, and looks like I'm gonna guess this is gonna go long. The Glide Sapphire is gonna push so far. And sorry, I messed up. Judah had gone already. Judah is back behind the axe, right about here, where Poika is landing as well. Judah's up from 26 meters, trying to figure out how to get around there. Can I try to curve that around the axe? Give that just some hyzer. What is going to be the best play? And here he makes a tough decision. Just putt it. Cut it up close, hopefully to the other side of the axe. No, he didn't even get past the axe. Oh, Poika's going. This would be an awesome shot, Poika. Right over the axe blade, under the axe handle, dropped in. This would be sick. Oh, please make this. I would love to see this go in. Oh, oh no, no, stay, stay. Ooh, that was a close call. All right, 90 feet for Stever, lining up his accurate sticky challenger. And we know Stever's throwing style is to aim low and go full power, but it's not always full power, like we're seeing here. I guess he does have some little bit of touch sometime. High chains and falling just out of the basket, taking the birdie. Poika is going to finish it up from 20 meters. Well, hopefully, finish up from 20 meters. Nothing that's a gimme at 20 meters, but he does get it in. And I think Judah, still a little bit of tough, 18 meters for that 3 wind, but he should be able to get this as well. And we got Andzee in the lead with Judah right behind him, and Poika and Stever tailing up there. Nokia 15, the classic difficult par 3. 538 feet with a long downhill. Players have to be going for this birdie to stay competitive, especially if it's calm wind. But it's at 2.47 average, shows that it wasn't that many players who were able to get it. We see the waterskip windbreak world, a great distance disc that Andzee's pulling about here. This is the type of shot that tweeners are for. A glide sapphire doesn't quite get it, and a distance driver is too much. The waterskip windbreak world is perfect, down to 16 meters. Judah's going at this with a skip sapphire. I want to watch this because I want to learn some skip sapphire lines. I'd love to bring that back into my bag at some point. And yep, it looks like this is how it's to be played. No. Okay, do that, but don't get a dead skip, I guess, is the play. That sucks. This 2 pushing wind, the accurate skip Sampo, aiming a little bit higher. Given the Anheuser, because the Sampo doesn't have quite the turn out of the hand that the Sapphire does that Judah had. See if Stever can get his sway just right. Not happy with that sway. Let's try again. If it's not getting there, sometimes you just got to reset and let it come back. Right by the bush. Real skip. There's a real skip. Right to the base. And there's a tap in for Stever. Move it to 8 under. Poika's play is going to be also with the accurate skip Sampo. Aim a little bit lower than Stever did. Forget about the sway. Just pull back. Let it rip. Skip over. And you are there onto the green. So Judah just for that really unfortunate dead skip. I mean, he's had his name as Dead Skip in the game before. And yeah, living up to that name. Accurate sticky pure. No, just off the cage, and that's a bogey. That's a big swing. That's one of the things that this hole can bring into play. Andzee just over the cage there. Poika a few pump fakes dropping it in. And we got a nice Kvala 9. That hole can bring, like I said, a lot of separation to play because birdie, par, and bogey are all in play. Just like here on Kvala 9. This dart hole lead, it's 909 feet, a 3.62 average in our field. Albatross is in play if the wind is a little bit pushing, but most of these players should be able to get eagle and just get through the Mando, lay up closer, and then throw it into the basket. Oh, it's a 4 wind. Okay. I take away most of these players being able to get eagle. I take that back. Glide skip prince is Andzee's play. Oh, Heiser. Or Anheuser. Yikes. Come on. Come back. No. He's gonna miss that Mando. If there wasn't a Mando, he got very lucky to jump over there. But missing the Mando, you go back to the drop zone. Far away there. Stever's play at this. What's he thinking about? Glide skip drive. This wind certainly gives some pause. Yeah, glide skip drive, because you have a little bit of a headwind. You might not even be able to cross that lava river. Steer gives it a little bit of Anheuser too, but it looked like he may have had enough height that he's going to fade over and potentially look for Albatross if he wants to go for it here from 210 feet. Work is lining up the Paradigm. If you trust the Paradigm. Oh, he switches to Arrive. Our editors must have missed that there. Arrive has more stability than the Paradigm, so that is Arrive, not the Paradigm in the top right. But it gets through, and what a good switch that made. A fantastic drive for Poika there. Judah goes with the glide skip Paradigm. If he can make that adjustment just right, Paradigm has a chance to really soar, and it can stick right, heading towards the basket. If this can clear, no. Judah with some terrible luck from Nokia 15 to Kvala 9. Just be a safe layup, please, with the glide PD. Let him go. Let him get out of Kvala, please. Get that putt. Go, Judah. Grab your bag. We'll meet you at hole 9. Here's the sticky Vanguard that Andzee has taken. It's going to lay up to the shoreline. And it's kind of the plan that we are expecting players to go for. 73 feet. Okay, Sticky Hope. Poika is choosing to lay up safe over by the shoreline. And that little bubble there is nice to land in. If you're doing that ditch, you actually basket height, so you don't have to do any elevation changes to work with. Stever from 210, he's thinking about it. He takes his core. All right, Stever, show us what the core can do. Right on a little bit to the left of the basket. Full power. He can get this height right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Giving away a stroke there and finishing in at -10. Oh, whoops, sorry, we're not finished up yet. At -9 so far through 8 holes. This feels like a hole 9 finishing hole, but we have one more to go on Highlanders Ridge 5 for our final hole with another separator to close it out. And here it is, Highlanders Ridge 5. The goal off the tee is to get around this corner up far enough to get a look at the basket, and then the risky throw. And if you throw it too hard, you're soaring long over that wall and turn your eagle look into a quick par. So if you miss, the miss has to be low. All of these players are going to be running it though. Andzee set up with his glide skip prince, and the wind pushed him right into that castle. Did not quite make the adjustment that he needed to make for it. This is a hole where I know when I play, I watch this sway heavily. It's not a Mando to get through that little upright door thing they're going through, but it kind of is. You basically have to get through there. It's a down sway. Make sure you get that turn to get through. Poika takes his glide skip Paradigm up to the top, and he will be able to have a look at this basket. Judo with the skip arrive, and this is going to let the wind do that work. Way to use that wind, and Judah's going to have a look. Andzee, I think, is going to be taking his FD1 here, and this is it's got to be a layup. You don't really have much to go out there, and you can't see the basket with a low ceiling to get through. You can't give it height. Just an unfortunate spot to be in, but ending with a birdie Andzee in at -12 into the clubhouse. Poika from 38 meters, accurate sticky hope. A little bit of touch to drop this in. That is, very close to disaster, but ended up no disaster. The last throw in from his 9 meters. He's got a birdie. Porky in the clubhouse at 10 under. Judah see if he can join him at 10 under. 10 under with the sticky pier. Get that sway where he needs it. Watching the sway. And drop it in. Nice eagle. So Judah in the clubhouse at -10. Stever, see if he can jump ahead at 11. Accurate sticky challenger. Is this going to be aim low full power? It is. Oh, and another high chain. Those high chains are brutal right now. He is at 10 under. So first round, Andzee in at 12 under. We can see the key separator holes we had were Smoothie Land 8, Kvala 8, Nokia 15, and Highlanders Ridge 5 at the end there. But what we'll see coming in the next round are leaders. At -14 are Smoo, Aaron Christensen, Ezra Height, and Ryan. So I'll be covering their next round, round two, a similar type of layout with a ton of tough separator holes all the way throughout. Make sure you catch other feature card coverage on Aaron Christensen and Master Dark Boy's channels, and stay tuned for round two.